Many people think this, that taking the vaccine itself will make me sick. They forget that we give our small babies vaccines at age 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Those babies also quite frequently get a little sick. They get cranky, they cry, they get a little fever, and we treat it and we move on. Vaccines are mimics of actual infectious agents so that we can fool the body into thinking that it's an actual infectious agent and therefore the body should make a good response. So obviously, there will be a little bit of the effect of signs and symptoms of an infection, even with a vaccine. That gets the vaccine to work well. So a little bit of fever, a little bit of body ache, a little bit of local pain is not really unexpected. But no ill effects of any seriousness more than this have been shown with any of these COVID-19 vaccines. They've been extensively tested across the world. They've been shown to be quite safe, and there should be no confusion and no uncertainty in our minds about that, and we should take them without any worries. So this is not a matter of if I don't take the vaccine, I will guaranteed get COVID, or if I do take the vaccine, there is a guarantee of not getting COVID. This is a much more quantitative matter, a matter of what is the likelihood of my getting COVID? Quite high, not 100%, but quite high. What is the likelihood of my getting COVID? If I do take the vaccine, it is much lower. So if we do comparisons of the kinds that have been done, in a group that is vaccinated of say 100 people, 20 people over some period of time get COVID. In a vaccinated group of a similar kind, only 2 people get COVID. That's a 90% protection. Should we focus on 90% protection, or should we focus on the fact that despite taking vaccine, 2 people got COVID? That's a matter of statistical chance. But the chance is that the vaccines, all the vaccines that are available against COVID, do provide significant chance of protection against COVID, and they are very safe. So we should take them without worrying about it. So there is a lot of talk about which vaccine is better, exactly what percent protection is given, and so on and so forth. And as I said, if we take an unvaccinated group and a vaccinated group and simply count the number of cases of COVID that happen in the first month after we start observation, one group gets 4, the vaccinated group gets 1. We say 75% protection. But 1 month later, one group has gone up to 10 cases, the other group is only at 2 cases. So we say, 80% protection, it has changed. Nothing has changed. These are just very preliminary numbers. They will keep changing. If we do the trial, if we count cases for a period of at least a year, which is what normal trials should do, then we will come to some real reliable numbers. Until then, these preliminary numbers only tell us that the vaccines work reasonably well. The numbers don't tell us anything particularly definitive at this point, and at our individual level, we don't need to worry about it. We know that they have been tested to be safe, and we know that they have been shown to be reasonably effective, and therefore there is absolutely no worry about taking them. There is a lot of confusion about who should not be taking the vaccine because it is risky or it won't work in them. And a common rumor that seems to be floating around is that women during the time of their monthly periods of menstruation, or pregnant women, or women who are breastfeeding should not be taking the vaccine. This is entirely and absolutely false. There is no problem with either the safety or the effectiveness of vaccines in menstruating women, in pregnant women, or in breastfeeding women. All said and done, in antenatal clinics for pregnant women, we actually give them vaccines against tetanus. So vaccines work in pregnant women without any difficulties, without any safety concerns. Similarly, there have been ideas that COVID-19 vaccines, should they be taken by people with chronic kidney diseases or high blood pressure or diabetes, or who are taking treatment for tuberculosis. And in all of these cases, there is no difficulty about taking the vaccines. The vaccines remain entirely safe and by and large reasonably effective, and therefore there is no difficulty about taking vaccines. One group of people that should be careful about taking the vaccine is people with extremely severe allergy. Not just allergy that leads to a little bit of itching, but the kind of allergy that, if there is exposure, leads to swelling of the nose, throat, and stops breathing. And that category of people should definitely consult their physicians before taking a vaccine, just as they consult their physician about taking almost any medication. Other than that, there are no difficulties in who can take the vaccines.